Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's session. AI powered product manager, part of our Grow webinar series. Grow is an executive program for early mid level managers aspiring to grow into business critical roles. It's my pleasure today to introduce our speaker, Dr. Bala Ramadurai. Dr. Bala Ramadurai is a multifaceted professional, entrepreneur, professor, author, innovation coach, and podcaster who blends academic depth with hands on industry experience. As the CEO and co founder of Spiralia, he leads the development of AI powered tools that simplify and accelerate innovation, helping companies bridge the gap between ideas, IP, and implementation. With over 15 years of global experience, Dr. Ramadurai has worked with top tier organizations such as GE, Mercedes Benz, Samsung, and Mindtree, bringing transformative approaches to innovation and entrepreneurship. Thank you for joining us today, sir. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mehak, for introducing me and for inviting me to this platform. And first of all, I'm very happy to be here and talk about AI-powered product manager, so to speak. Grow program, I really like the vision that this brings, that is to really gear you towards managerial thinking itself, but with actual practical, hands-on, experiential knowledge. So, yes, there'll be lots of talky, but it's more about doing and learning, which is how I have learned many of the things that you're going to talk about. All of this is going to be stuff that I learned, stuff that didn't really work out very well. Um, you know, learn from experience, as they say. So go ahead and try it out, and then see if it works for you or not. So that's the whole idea of this talk. Let me start by sharing my screen. Meg, please let me know when you can start seeing my screen.
I can see you.
Okay, thank you so much. So, today's talk is going to be focused on how to be an effective product manager given this whole AI stuff, which is causing quite a sleepless nights for some people and excitement for others. So, I would like to count myself as the person who is on the excited part of it. I'm really excited because it makes a lot of things easier for me. But however, like when we went through this, I don't know how many of you have gone through this uh, time when everything was x.com, this.com, y.com. Same way, this AI, that AI, this AI is what is in today. So that's the main thing that we want to talk about. So I know Mehak introduced me, but I just wanted to focus on some aspect of my experience so far, which might help you, or where you see some connect, and we can probably have our conversation later on. I have a BTech from IIT Madras, and I'm a material scientist. That's why I was working for GE for some time. But my interest grew in innovation and how do people innovate. That love for innovation started in GE, and I moved to Mindtree, and it actually blossomed. And I really knew that was my calling. And I went over to Italy for a fellowship on how to enhance my innovation, design, and technology forecasting. All of that sort of gave roots there. I really liked that journey. That was where it started. Then when I came back to India from Italy, I really wanted to share my experiences. Sharing became teaching, teaching became learning from my students, learning from and trying different things out. I still do that with IIT Madras, my alma mater, and halfway around the globe at Universidad Panamericana in Mexico City, and with SIBM, where I'm right now in Pune, Symbiosis Institute of Business Management. As an author, the leftmost book should be of interest to you for this talk. This is a Buddhism inspired design thinking methodology, which has some bits of what you will see today. and the second one is on technology forecasting. Rest are my attempts at fiction. As an innovation coach, I've worked with several institutions, academic, for-profit organizations, not-for-profit organizations, and I learned quite a bit from, and I've hopefully I've been of help to all of them as well. Uh, this journey started very recently, about 4 to 5. Well, now it's been 6 months since I started my entrepreneurial journey. Started a company called Spirelia, so that we can help our clients innovate with confidence. That's the vision of why we are there. Through these three tools, Uttishta, Utkarsha, actually four of them now, Utkarsha, Karmaja, and Narsimha. These are tools to help with these questions of what do I invent, where do I invest, how do I innovate, and how do I protect my ideas. So these are, as we speak, some of my team members are building these tools so that we can take it to our clients to help them have a better innovation experience. I teach these courses. In case this catches your fancy, here are courses that I teach. Sorry, I'm trying to, yeah. This is a design thinking, human-centered design of products and services. The second course I teach is Innovate Like a Boss, which is what I teach at Ahmedabad University for the Grow program, as well as other programs that come my way, where we use methodologies like trees and brainstorming tools in order to systematically innovate. And the third part of it is technology forecasting. If you are in control of what is today, what happens tomorrow, and how do you ready yourself for tomorrow? So all these three, and you saw the manifestations in the AI products that we are building as well. Okay. So first of all, I'd like to address this audience that yes, indeed, the hype is probably real, that you've heard that AI is here, or is it? I don't know. It's just a question. So you heard it all, right? So you said, "Oh, AI is here to stay. It's going to revolutionize our lives." This is something that you've heard. AI can do everything. It can, you know, write emails for you. It can, write poems for you, write code for you, make apps for you, uh, you know, write documents for you, write novels for you. It can create movies for you. It can create images for you. It can do everything. That's what you hear. But here's the worrying part. People say, "Oh, they won't be. There'll be only AI product managers," and this starts to hit home when you see that when it was doing something else, you're fine, but suddenly it aims at your job. Then you're like, "Oh, wait a second, what's going on here?" And suddenly somebody says, "Oh, well, your job is obsolete, or is going to be obsolete." Then you start the worry part of it starts hitting home, and then you start thinking about what do I do about this. These are a few things. I'm sure, um, I'm not just rumor pandering here. This is probably something that you heard also. Everybody's doing this, everybody's talking about it. But let's take a deep breath, and for a second, I know I talked about Buddhism and stuff, but this not about a yoga class. uh, just say don't panic. Okay, we are in good shape. Don't worry, don't panic. Let's get real and just find out, how are you actually using Gen AI, right? You've heard about Gen AI, you use some of it, but you actually, how do you use Gen AI? I'd just like to know from you. Mehak, can you just share the poll, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, how
You
are you
already,
actually
yeah.
using Gen AI? Thank you so much. I can see the poll. Yes. Manan asked me, can you go to the? Oh, you want to know about those tools? Definitely, I'll share the notes with you after the end of the talk. I'm sure I can pass it through Mehak and she can share it with you. Okay, we've just shared a poll for you to answer this, or you can use your chat also. How are you actually using Gen AI? What situations do you use it for? I mean, we've heard so much about AI these days. and you're here because you want to hear something about AI and how it can be useful. But how do you actually use it today? Uh, Use the chat or the poll. Okay, I got an answer as a message saying for research. Okay, for research. How else do you use AI? Generative AI, that is. How do you use generative AI? You could use AI to answer this question too. Okay, bad jokes. Okay. Um.
Should I end the poll? We have about 9 people who have answered.
Okay. Yeah, please. I can't see the answers, so it'll be good to
Yeah,
see
I'll
the
share.
answers. Yes, please. Uh, how do I see these answers?
View details.
View details. I cannot see those. I don't see a view details. Meg. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Should I be a co-host or something to see this?
1 second. You are now. See if.
Okay. Well, still can't see it. Sorry. uh,
Let me just check.
Wait a second. Or if you can just read it out one by one to me.
Yep, 1 second.
So I can see some messages for myself or in the chat. It says as an alternate to Google, even Google gives AI generated response before links. Yes, that's definitely one. So searches, research and search is definitely one methodology you're already using it for. How else are you using it? Yes,
Should
Mehak.
I read it?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Content creation, blogs and images,
Okay.
code reasoning again, chat GPT to validate thoughts,
Okay.
um, generate UI wireframes, refining
Nice.
emails,
Okay.
giving MPP as input and after adding actual efforts, using it for making PPT for stakeholders,
Nice.
Perplexity to
Okay.
write analytical SQL queries and sometimes as a personal assistant
Mm-hmm.
for product design, data ingestion ideas, product roadmap, customer query solving, prompt engineering techniques, marketing
Okay.
and communication to build
Okay.
prototypes,
Okay.
uh, market research. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So fair enough. So you've also done Copilot. Hey Pawan, a long time. Okay. Copilot for getting the summarized content from repositories. Also created Copilot AI agent. Okay. So you're an advanced user of AI. All right. So there are lots and lots of use cases that we use generative AI for, as you can see. This is also to share knowledge on what you do so that you can share it with others who probably say, hey, that's a cool way. I can do market analysis. I can do this with AI as well. Great. So, what is the game plan for today? How are we going about this? Is first, let's find out why are we here. So, the product management or product manager role fits into innovation. You're actually delivering innovation for your organization. Okay, so let's first of all have a refresher on what is real innovation. I mean, using tools is one part of your job, but what are you actually delivering? So where should it fit into? What's the big picture here? That's what you'll do as the first part. Second part is how can I use generative AI as my product management co-pilot, as a co-pilot. Okay, so I'm the person in charge. What am I going to use AI for? How do I give it purpose? So we will see that part, and I think it's the fun part. For me, it is the fun part. Once I know what I'm using it for and I can orient it, then it becomes fun. Of course, the big move for you would be to use this from going from hype to actually make it work for you. When I say homework, don't worry, I'm not going to come back of I'm a part professor, yes, but this homework is more about you taking it from what's the hype all about to really doing something about it and making a difference in your product management experience. So that's the main three parts of our talk today. And of course, any questions you have, you can ask me, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my knowledge and abilities. Okay. So the first part, let's do what's the background? What's this all about? So before we use any shiny new tools that you hear about, you hear so many of those. What is your main role? What is your job to be done? That's what we call JTBD. Some people call it abbreviated, but it's the job. At the end of the day, you're in an organization for a job to be done. Okay. How do you find out what is the job to be done? What is your role in the organization? uh, Move yourself out of the organization and switch off your phone for a full day. What all, and come back the day after. What all emails or messages you've got tells you, defines you what role you're playing. Okay, so why people have been missing you for that entire day. It'll be sad if you didn't get a message. I'm sure you will get. You're there for a role in your organization, but you will get those, and that pretty much defines what you've been delivering. What is the main thing that the job to be done is for yourself? So, okay. So, if you're in product management, my assumption is you're delivering innovation to internally or to your customers. Excuse me, to your customers. Okay. So let's go to the very basics. What is innovation? Okay, let's ask our people here, what do you think is innovation? What is in your mind is innovation? Once we know that, then it's easy to find out how can I use generative AI in order to fit that role. What in your mind is innovation? The process of creating new or significantly improving existing product ways to meet customer in novel ways, new ways of doing or revolutionizing things. Interesting. Okay. What else do you think is innovation? What, according to you, is innovation? Thinking differently than existing. Okay. Interesting. Nice one. Applying digital product engineering to a business innovation goals. Excellent. New product, new application, says another participant. Okay, that is innovation. Any other definitions for it? It's totally personal. It's up to you what you define as innovation. Then you can orient yourself towards that definition of innovation. Turning new ideas into practical solutions. Great. Um, so you can, as you can realize, there are many ways to look at this innovation. Okay. So in my opinion, happens when an implemented idea leads to revenue from the customer. So from an organizational perspective, and an implemented idea, that's the key operative word here. That the idea is just not ideas, but they're implemented. So it's all about how good our idea is and how good have you implemented it, and it has to lead to revenue from the customer. So that sort of is the acid test for whether this implemented idea actually makes sense. Okay, so it actually customers take their wallet out and start paying you. That's great, innovation is happening. Okay. uh, Innovation happens when you solve a real problem for your customers, right? So people were really frustrated, angry before, and now once they started using your product, they're happy, right? That tells you that yes, indeed, you're solving a real problem for your customers. That's also innovation. Okay, so you had revenue, implementation, now you have solving problems, right? So those are two aspects to it. Third is happens when you earned more money than you actually spent, right? So it actually grows rather than shrink your money pool that you have in your organization. It also tells you that you're innovating, right? So if it is like one of my friends said, if your um, if your innovation is taking money from you, that is the money goes out of your pocket, it is not innovation, it's invention. And if the money comes into your pocket, then it's innovation. That's one of my friends definition. Okay. Now it's that what all you've been talking about and what I've been talking about is what we call the holy trinity of innovation. Just to quip, It's not magic, but it's a balance of these three pillars of innovation. The first one is customer desirability. Now, this is from an IDEO model, Stanford model. It's, do they want it? Do they really want whatever you're offering, right? So is the customer desire there? So we mentioned the word customer so many times. So do the customers really want what you are offering, right? So that's customer desirability. That's the first part of it. The second is what we call technical feasibility. Can we actually build it? Can we actually make it? Physical software services, can we actually put it together? That's the technical feasibility part of it. The third part is, should we actually build it? Does it actually make our stockpile of money increase in size, or does it decrease it? That's the business viability. So these three, if you can say, yes, this is happening, yes, this is happening, yes, this is happening, then you're actually innovating. Okay. So this is the basis on which we will use AI to help enhance all this and be truly innovative. Okay. Now, because of AI, now this has actually become so much better. Many of these aspects, we'll see how. Okay. So why this matters for you, a new age AI powered product manager? Why does this matter for you? Because generative AI may be a powerful tool, but you are the one who needs to point it in the right direction, because it can give you all sorts of results. It can do so many cool things. We've seen so many examples in the chat, but you are the one who's in control, who's in the driver's seat, who's in the cockpit, right? Who's pointing the innovation in the right direction. Okay, because you know stuff, you have experience, you know how you can use these tools, right? So for me, what we're going to see is the innovation framework is in, you get valuable product insights out. So this is what we are after. This is the whole game that we're going to play, right? Okay. So part two of our talk is to how to use generative AI. As now we understood the why are we using generative AI, uh, but in what context. Now we're going to see how we can use generative AI as our product management co-pilot. Let's see how to do that. Okay, let's put it to work, because it's more than just a single chatbot. That's the cool part about generative AI. It's not just a chatbot which can do one thing here and a thing there, right? It can be a generalist. I use ChatGPT and Google Gemini a lot. Claude, if I have to generate some kind of code, I use this. I find Claude to be a good one for code development, particularly when I'm in the mood for vibe coding, as they call it. But in general, if I have to vet something, like some of you said, I use ChatGPT or Google Gemini. Okay, these are my two Swiss Army knives, so to speak. In terms of research, some of you said I use Perplexity for research. I use Perplexity AI also. I think it's a well-rounded, less hallucination, more factual for me. For my case, it works. For data-backed answers, you can actually use this. Some of my friends recommended Consensus, particularly if you're in the literature searching mode. Then they tell me Consensus is really good. I have very limited experience on Consensus. Perplexity, I certainly have used it. Okay. Productivity integrations. I'm a productivity nut, so to speak. I've used many tools. Notion AI is good for that. Miro AI, some of my friends recommended it, so I have it here. It's tools which are already there, but how do you plug in the AI? These are some productivity stuff that you can really use. If you're media generation, then Midjourney, Dali, which is already part of the Chat GPT ecosystem, you can use it. Wave 3, I've used it personally for video generation. I use Canva. I'm actually missing Canva Pro on this. I use it for media generation as well. Pretty cool, pretty easy to use, and those are the cases that I use. Okay, so these are some recommendations based on my own experience where we can use it. But what specifically we will see. How can it help with our holy trinity, so to speak, the three pillars of innovation? First, to start with, uh, in customer desirability. Okay, now the cool part about generative AI is you can speak in a language that you're comfortable with, whatever words you can use it, but it works with a certain structure. After all, several bunch of algorithms behind, I suppose. So I've used it in a certain format, so it really works. Uh, but what I use it for? I use it for analyzing feedback, right? Because it can sift through so much of text, volumes and volumes of text. I've used Notebook LM for this purpose. If I had to make sense of, so for example, you could, if you had a lot of reviews, if you're a customer facing app, company, organization, you can summarize so much of store reviews in just, I don't know, 30 seconds flat. So you can use it for YouTube, reviews. You can have a playlist of YouTube reviews, feed it into, I think Notebook LM is conducive to YouTube. It's multimodal, so you can use it, analyze for feedback, and you can get very good recommendations on, okay, where are the things that are you're really weak about, your app, your product is really weak in. You can really find out. You can generate personas. So what is the kind of people that who use my product? I thought it was Gen Z who's using it, but looking at the App Store feedback, I don't think so. I think it's the middle-aged tier which is using it, and women are the one who are using it. For example, that's an aha moment for you. You can use it. So how do you enhance that? By generating personas. You can actually use it just based on a simple description. You can actually get very detailed personas, and more you feed data, it gets more real. It's a very cool way to do this. I teach a I'm sorry, I teach a subject called design thinking, as you saw in my intro. There we use personas, focus our product development, starting with each and every persona, try to satisfy them, and then sum it all up. So that's a pretty cool way to look at it. If you're designing interactions with your customers, this helps also, because lots of times we go with a questionnaire, we go with a list of things that we need to get sorted out. But can I actually structure it? Can I make it better? Yes, of course. You can quickly design so that you can use the maximum time utilization, because you don't get a lot of time with customers. How do I make it effective in the time that I have? You can actually quickly design this customer. What do I do? How do I scope up for scenarios? These tools can actually help you with that. Okay, you can ideate on user stories. You can given these all these insights, the way I do this is I dictate to a voice recording software. I don't even use Open Whisper or whatever those are. I just record it using my own voice, using a simple recording software, and upload this MP4 or MP3 to one of these in generative AIs, and then ask it to format it in such a way that I can get a good user story out of this. Because my notes are all random, they're all about one user this, two user this. How do I consolidate all of that to have a coherent story? It does it in a flash. It's unbelievable. It's really amazing. Okay, and then you can of course uh, ask it to even think about a new feature based on all your observations. This is really a cool way to do this. Okay, so some tools based on my own usage and some recommendations from like-minded folks. Of course, for summarizing text, drafting surveys, and generating personas, these are the popular ones. Gemini and ChatGPT, they're really good. I've heard this. I've not used them myself personally, but I've heard this from my friends. Dovetail or Notably, Gong, Chorus AI. Use it at your, as you see fit. Let me put it that way. I'm going to use this because I got some recommendation when I started asking around, and some tools also. I did use, full disclosure here, I did use some tools to get me some recommendations. I got these. Okay. Now, here's an exercise. You've been hearing this. So let's get on. How do you create a user persona for your product? Okay. Because my belief is that if you're going to design, or if you have a product and you think, oh, everybody can use it, that's a wrong notion to have. You need to have specific user sets so that you can focus and generate uh, product features for those. So we will have a very quick exercise based on this. Let's try it out and see how to work this for our purpose. Okay. So for this purpose, imagine that you are building a product or service in your own domain from scratch. You don't have anything already. You're going to build something, a product or a service from scratch. Okay, let's assume that for the sake of this exercise, you will, of course, create a user persona. Your task is to look at these sample scenarios. I'm going to paste it in the chat so that you can use it. Let me just paste it into the chat. You can use you can use some of these, or you can use your own. You can replace it with your own. So, for example, if you're in manufacturing, you want a dashboard for factory production monitoring. If you're in high tech, say you want a faster code debugging assistant. If you're in pharma, let's say you are thinking of a workflow tool for clinical research data. If you're into teaching, you want classroom participation to be enhanced, so you're thinking of an app. If you're in, I don't know, you just want to build something just for the heck of it, personal finance coach for better savings. You want to build that so that you can have better savings. Or think of any cool idea that you always wanted to work on. This is your opportunity to think about it, to get set the ball rolling. Okay, so you are the singular product manager for any of these app ideas, scenarios that you can pick. Okay, so this is the first part. Pick one scenario from all of these. I've already pasted it into the chat. Then you can copy my prompt template. I use this a lot. You can use this and paste it into, of course, you need to change this product or service or industry or domain, and create a user persona. Okay, so if you want to share that with us, you can do that also. So here is, oops, here is my template. You can use this template. Just change the product or service or industry or domain and paste it into your LLM. Okay, so you can use this to see what kind of a user persona you can get for the product that you. Feel free to change anything you want in this prompt. It's just a starter prompt, so to speak. Okay, and you have 5 minutes for this activity. I have a timer which goes exactly at 00. Any questions? I'll just pause the timer for a second. Any questions on this activity? You understood what needs to be done? Okay, I'm assuming it's all clear. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and let me know, or let me know in the chat. I'll be on mute.
Can you change the slide? I want to take a picture of previous slide, sir.
All right, the scenarios, right? There you go. All right. Looks like many of you got it. Thank you so much for sharing this. Okay, wait for 30 seconds more. Okay, thanks, Vishal. Okay, thank you so much for trying this out. Um, so you can also get help with technical feasibility, which is the second pillar of innovation. So customer desirability was the first one, which is what you did. So you found out what is it in my product that specifically somebody wants help with. And I liked some of you would message me saying, hey, here's a quote of my user as if it's a real user and it helps me. Pretty cool, right? So things that you can do with generative AI, you probably will get after hours and hours of digging through or meeting a lot of people. But there is no escaping that. You need to go and meet people for sure so that you can gain from people. But the analysis, the processing is what I use primarily in using these generative AI tools. So thank you so much for sharing that. Excellent. So this is where AI can really guide you. In technical feasibility, I feel that it for people like me who take a long time to do things with coding or making things can really these things can really help. Um, for example, I'm stuck at a certain set of ideas. Can you list five more ways in which you can solve for this problem? And suddenly it opens up new tools, new ways to look at the same problem. So this is one way in which I use. So you can actually solve for a problem. You can understand certain trade-offs that are currently very prevalent in your product, which not probably not a lot of people are paying attention to. You can get that from this. What are the trade-offs that people customers are living with and nobody is complaining about? That you can find out and let you know. uh, this is of course something that people I've heard lots and lots of people tell me is I upload a huge document and ask it to explain it to me, right? So this could be trying to understand specs, technical specifications of a certain product, or how it should look like, and all of that described in a lot of detail, or spread over websites, spread over internet websites that need consolidation. Here is something that it can really help you with. But beware that sometimes you'll have to counter check all of these, cross check, which I will come to later, a bit later, the warnings, the pitfalls that you need to have. Okay. um, so some of the tools that I have used for this purpose is my team uses Klein, which is what I have. You can explore snippets, you can have libraries and all that. I think Pawan talked about GitHub Copilot in the chat. This is often used also. GitHub is a repository of software code, and Copilot sits right inside that. So it can be really helpful. Full disclosure again, I have not used GitHub Copilot, but I have seen my team use Klein, and they swear by it. They say the productivity definitely is a lot better than without Klein. So we have that. Perplexity is something that I use even for technical questions to get answers. So you know whether something is feasible or not before you can even spend resources, spend time on making, doing. I've heard about this, but I'm not sure if how well it works. So bear with me if it doesn't work for you. um, ChatGPT or Claude, definitely I've used it, and sifting through some documents which is not very easy to understand. I work with some government agents who send me, I'm sorry, not government agents, but government agencies who send me some documents which I have no idea. And this is the best way for me to understand what is going on with this particular technology, with this particular what is this toolkit that I need to be looking at, what is the data that or the variable that I need to be looking at. This is something that it can translate to plain English, so that you can understand. So these are some things that I use it for in terms of technical feasibility. The latest one for me, my latest heartthrob, is this open source tool that I use called Dyad, DYAD. It's an app that sits, it's installable on Mac OS and Windows. I believe there's one on Linux. Also, I use the Linux version. It's really cool. It uses all sorts of AI models, and you can build tools with this. You don't need to know coding. I mean, there are lots of no code platforms out there, but this one's my latest because you can focus on aspects of. So let's say you spoke to a whole bunch of users or customers, and you got this new insight about the fact that you need a timer on top of your dashboard. Okay, so you're building a dashboard and you need a timer. Okay, so you can actually have a new chat but with the product already there, and highlight and say this chat, this dashboard needs to have a timer right here. And once you hit the next button, you can actually see a timer work up there. It's awesome. I love this diet. It works really well. It has taken away a lot of my headaches, and for building software, particularly this for software. Diet works for building little tools. You can even if you're not in software, but you have to make life easy, and you have tried every tool possible and none of it really solves your problem, you can build your own. Like I said, I'm not into heavy coding, but I use Diet to build a little cool tool that makes my life easier, right? So I can just have it my own way, and have an AI sit in the heart of it and do all of that. For example, I want to see what are the. I know there is a calendar, but it's so busy that I find it very difficult to find out what is the time slot that I should be giving if somebody asks for my time. So I have this little tool built in, which I click tells me, okay, you usually don't take any meetings this time, but only during this time. So I would suggest this, and this are time slots with a 15-minute buffer between the previous meeting and the next one. It gives me and it saves me a ton of headache. I'm not even I'm not even talking about software products, things to make your own life easier. Okay, that really works. Okay, the third pillar of innovation is business viability, right? So how do you understand whether something that you invest money, it should grow, and it should not shrink, right? We talked about that. So it can help you with competitor analysis. So who are my top three competitors that I should be watching out, and what are their pricing and key features? For example, if that's a big deal, can do it in seconds, right? So the table comparing the price points of this, what are the key features, and where you fare, and also you can feed in your own data and try to get that out. This is my MBA students use this a lot in market sizing, total addressable market. They want to find out in a certain geography. They do it using this. That's definitely something that you can use it for. I've gained out of this by in my own startup. How do you price that model? Because there's a done and dusted freemium model, and there's a tiered structure, there's a usage based, and for my specific needs, what do I do? I'm in, and you can get some really cool answers of this saying, okay, it seems like based on the meeting that you had. So I have all my notebook LM. That's something that I've left out. Notebook LM, I store all my meeting notes, and I say, okay, I really I'm struggling with the pricing model. And he said, okay, on this date, you talked about this. Seems like you are more interested in tiered structure and not in a freemium or a usage base. Oh, that's so cool, I didn't even know. And then I go there, refer to my notes, it's there. So these are ways in which you can make life easy in the business part of it also. Okay. So again, some experience plus some recommendation from friends and LLMs is Perplexity AI. I've used this for market research also, because you can get some sources. Again, click on some of the sources to see if they're real. Sometimes Perplexity does that less than other LLMs. Check to see if the sources are real. Uh, ChatGPT and Gemini have the search component also. You can click or select a search option, and you can use that for all sorts of analysis. SWOT is strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. This is a four blocker which will analyze your product ideas and see if it really works. You can use it to fetch data from the internet and see if how well do you fare in the market before you actually launch it. That could be one way. I'm told about this. I am not really full disclosure. Again, I've not tried this tool out, so use it at your own, peril, so to speak. But it can be it can go along with Google Sheets, is what I'm told. Okay. Now the time for a poll. Uh, which of these pillars do you think you will use generative AI the most? And Mehak, may I request you to please launch the poll?
Yes, yes.
Q&A, I will take it towards the end. I have some questions. We will definitely take it towards the end, for sure. Please do ask those questions that you have towards the end. I'll definitely respond to all of those questions. So, which of these pillars? The options are customer desirability, tech feasibility, and business viability. Which of these options uh, do you use generative AI, or which do you think will you use the most? Which, according to you, you will use? Okay. Um, okay. I thought a clear winner is going to emerge. Okay, but not so. Okay, we'll give it another 30 seconds. We have a poll running, folks. Which of these pillars, desirability, feasibility, or viability, that is anything to do with the customers, anything to do with the tech or the business, would you like to use generative AI the most? Okay. All right.
Should I end it?
Yes, please. All right. So, tech feasibility, yes, no surprises there. I was expecting that it would be the highest among you folks. You use it the most. Second one is business viability, and third and the least is customer desirability. Okay, because I gave you only one choice, you had to pick tech over business and over customers. Okay, great. Thank you so much for responding to that poll. Um, Yes, indeed. I think we can share the results. No harm in sharing. Yeah, there you go. Uh, all right. So, fine. So, you know, it's what you want to do the most. So now the last part of our talk is going to be the pro move that you can make. Is how do I move from hype to actually making AI work for me? So for me, the big difference between a person who's a consumer of LLM results, novice, to a pro who actually uses it because in purposefully they use it, is how you work with that AI, right? So that's for me is the big difference. So don't just accept like they used to. I mean, this is nothing new under the sun, folks. We have seen the same side of sort of advice when we started using the internet search engines. I don't know how many of you started search engines. So whenever you use search engines, don't trust the first answer as the ultimate answer. You do scroll through and find out, right? It's the same story with generative AI also. Whatever the first answer may not be the most, may not be the perfect one. You need to, sort of build the context and see how to work that, right? That's one thing. So for me, one of the caveats in using generative AI is it's very smart, very fast, but it's still like a junior colleague of mine, right? They are enthusiastic, they are very quick in learning and applying themselves, but they're still junior. They lack the experience that I come with, the wisdom that I have. They do lack that. So that's where our role is as a product manager. So it needs your guidance and expertise, right? Remember that that's your valuable piece that you bring in. It's not accepting the first answer that seems like it's the right answer. It may or may not be. So you need to treat it the way it is. So to me, this seems like a framework that you can use. Prompt, refine, verify. I heard this somewhere and I sort of condensed it into this. Uh, Prompt like a pro, as they say. So you need to give it a context. Without a context, asking just a single single sentence is not going to cut it. You have to give it context. You have to ask it to do a role play, give it a certain constraint, and ask for it in a specific format. These four need to be there, absolutely need to be there for a good prompt. Okay. Uh, if you leave out any of these, you will start getting answers which are like seems like a black hole. I mean, you're spending so much time, you're not getting anything useful out of it. Okay. You have to be the person who's calling the shots. Refine with you saying, I don't like where it's going, whether it's vibe coding, whether it is getting some results, whether it is market research. uh, Refine based on your own knowledge and insight. Okay. Ultimately, yes, we have to, it takes a little bit more time. Generative AI is supposed to be very fast and efficient, but it's a junior colleague, right? Remember? So it can make mistakes or hallucinate. Once I got 10 results, all of them with very very what seems like a good resource. I checked five of them hallucinated. I didn't even bother checking the rest of the five. I knew all of them were hallucinated. So do make sure that you have a fact check. Go read it very very with a critical eye. Okay. So some examples. I have done some mistakes in the past. Write user stories for a search feature. You can tell that it's a bad prompt, right? Act as an expert PM, product manager, for a business to consumer e-commerce app. Write three stories for a new product search feature using the format. In fact, you can ask your LLM to even generate a prompt. So I use one LLM to generate prompts for another one. I tell it by name. I say I'm going to build this product specification sheet, and I tell that to Gemini and ask it to generate a prompt for Claude and say I want a product specification sheet that I want to use to build Claude for Claude, using Claude, and I'm going to generate code using that. Can you help me with that? So then I copy the prompt and put it into Claude. You can do that too. So, but you need to know what does the good prompt look like, right? So that's some of the examples are here. Okay. Is my product idea good? Instead of that, you can say, analyze the business viability of a subscription box for pet toys for the Indian market. Identify three potential risks and three key opportunities. So instead of asking, is this good? Like a simple thing, you just try to expand it and get some useful information out of it. How to make my app faster? Instead, can you get some problems, some approaches, some compromises that are in my current app? I already talked about this, right? What can I ask it to find out about the compromises that that an app takes, right? App does. All right. Some general generative AI usage guidelines are use as many tools as you see necessary. Uh, but remember that AI can make mistakes. Junior colleague, right? Uh, this is an ethics issue. Don't try to pass it off as your own, try to disclose wherever you have used AI and where not. And there are This is more for your own purposes. For full disclosure, you can cite results too, based on AI too, that this is based on AI, I use this for that. Okay. Right. Now, in conclusion, this is going to be your homework assignment. Your mission, I'm a big Mission Impossible fan, so I was uh, tempted to use this. AI is not a magic wand, it's an accelerator. So you have to use it to make a lot of these bulk tasks faster, like going through, all YouTube videos or Reddit, or customer reviews, and how do you condense it all into something that you can digest. It's a great accelerator. Understanding customers, building tech, thinking about the business aspects is more important than ever, right? Then use the prompt, refine, verify framework to elevate your work from generic to game changing stuff. That's what it is. Um, so if you want to go deeper, for me, this talk is just a trailer. I have a full workshop. We deep dive into what you saw as the homework. We go into the mechanics of it. Mechanics is looking at the visual map of your system itself to find hidden problems. You will use what I call TRIZ, which is a very systematic methodology to understand the contradictions that are holding your product from evolving further, and use trends of innovation. These are empirical trends which can predict future evolution of your product itself. And of course, a lot of AI goodies that will help you define and refine the path that you lay out. Okay, that's what is going to be there. One request, and absolutely last thing I'm going to request is, and it's for me the most important slide of the day, is something that my AI co-pilot could never generate, is a selfie. Let's take a picture, all of us together. If I may request all of you to turn on your cameras so that we can treasure this moment. Okay. Thank you so much for your attention. Go forth and prompt, and let's talk nerdy. You can ask your questions. I'm going to share my details as well with you. Thank you so much for your attention. Yeah. So shall we take a group picture, Mehak, of whoever is willing to. Uh, I know we are out of time. I know you're looking at the time. I caught you there.
Bala,
Yeah.
so you are from Chennai?
Well, I grew up in Chennai. I'm right now based out of Pune.
Pune. Oh, that's good. That's good. Interesting.
What
Good
would
session.
So shall we? Sorry, Kishore, just a second. Shall we take a picture? Whoever wants to turn on your camera for a group pic, please do let me know.
Professor, you would have to stop sharing.
Oh,
Or
sorry. I'm so sorry
yeah,
about that. Yeah, there we
yeah,
go.
yeah. We have something.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Oh, Manan just shared. Oh my God. We can fit you in with generative AI. Don't worry. Good to see you, Pawan. Long, long time. Hmm. And there's Rajagopal, another friend of mine. All right. Okay, so I am open to questions. I know we are out of time, the allotted time. If you're okay to stick around for question and answers, please do. Yeah, who wants to go first? Kishore, do you want to go first? You started off.
For what?
You want to go off with any questions?
No, no, I didn't have a question. So I was actually noting your name. Looks
Ah,
like a Tamil name. That's what I just asked.
yes, we do speak Tamil at home.
That's
Yes,
good. That's good. So Pune, you're working as a professor, basically.
yes, and yeah, you probably missed my intro, but I'm an entrepreneur and a professor. Yes,
That's good. That's good. So
We have,
thanks.
I think, Varsha who wants to ask the question. Varsha, you can unmute and ask. She's raised
Yes,
her
please,
hand.
Varsha.
Yeah. Hi, sir. So I was also a student at your design thinking on Swayam NPTEL.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
yeah. So, the question I want to ask is you said that AI is like your junior colleague,
Mm-hmm.
but what if, I am in that junior colleague position now, so I don't have that experience and guidance which I can provide. So, how do I go about it when AI can do everything and when even I don't have that experience? So, what are the skills that I might need so that, to grow or to start in my career?
Okay, great
If you
question,
could
Varsha. I believe that um, you need, I mean, as a product manager, so to speak, you need to develop that experience skill set. Yes, you can use generative AI and can be overwhelming, particularly if you're not. And lots of my students accept whatever generative AI tells you as the ultimate truth. So one quick way for me is to check it on another human being who is further down the chain. They've been there for some years. So I would say a three-way to do this would be: one is the generative AI that you're interacting with, you're learning from, and vetting it with a person that could be your mentor slash coach, which is a human being. So this three-way will make sure that you're learning things the right way and you're proceeding. Then you can form your own opinion and you can form your own skills as time progresses. For me, this is a topics that I have no idea about. Particularly, I talked about defense, an organization who gave me a whole bunch of things and said, "Here, this is what we are using. Why can't can you help me out with this?" I don't pretend I know this, but I do use generative AI to understand this. But I vet it at the end of the day, saying, "Hey, uh, what do you think?" I have used it. Full disclosure: I've used a generative AI tool to understand this. What is your opinion? And then you sort of close the loop on this. So this is how I would go about doing it, Varsha. Thank you for the question. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you. If I may, I have another question.
Please.
Like when we are nothing is really free, right? But AI, so much of it is free, and then we are uploading the data, we're giving it permission, everything. So,
Okay.
how do we wrap our head around the safety issue? Because even with the AI Gemini image creation, we saw that it is not really safe, and we shouldn't do that. So,
Right.
what's your view on this?
Oh, great question, Varsha. In fact, this my startup's whole unique selling proposition is that many of the innovation tools are we want people to use. We want to be IP sensitive, intellectual property sensitive. You can't just upload your design document, your things that are not protected by law, to your AI tool. But that's one warning that you get in your intellectual property divisions in your organization. So I would never recommend uploading sensitive documents, sensitive stuff that you don't want other people to see it, because it somehow resurfaces somewhere else. It's like the ocean. You think you're dropping everything into the ocean, it resurfaces somewhere else, and that may not be a good thing for you. So I would recommend trying to use localized LLMs. That's a very slow way to do it, because many of us use single CPU and those. My computer is not the best, but I try to use it. Uh, there are tools which say that they don't use it for training. We'll have to accept that and use it if you don't have a choice, or wait for my startup to come there, and your company will, when you're subscribing to my startup tools, you can use that without any problems, because all the data that you have is yours and only yours. So there's my shameless plug for my startup.
We have a question
Thank
by
you. Thank
Neil
you,
in
sir.
the chat.
Oh,
We have
okay.
a question by Neil in the chat. He can't unmute, so he has posted a question for you.
Okay. For an AI graduate, what could be the career path to become AI product manager or management? Okay. Um, Definitely, I would say build your expertise building these tools, because one of the things that I look for in an AI graduate is how many projects do you have in your portfolio. So build that portfolio, because all of us are looking for who are willing to hire an AI graduate. We look for a product development experience. It could be a simple tool that you built. It could be a complicated thing that you help build. Uh, so I would have built portfolios where you have actually went ahead on your own accord, or an internship experience, and you got a ton of experience to speak from, right? So that's the first question I ask in my interviews with AI graduates is, what are the cool tools that you built that you're really proud of? That's my first question. I swear that's the first question I ask, right? So which means you need to have something that you're really passionate about. You see something out there and you want to really help, and you think you can do it with AI, experience. Do that and prove that that's how you will do it. Okay, hope that answers your question, Neil. Um, we have Kishore also. We have Om also. Now we have a conflict. Om, go ahead. You have your camera on. You have your hand up. Please go ahead, Om.
Okay, so first of all, I am grateful for this wonderful session.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you again.
yes, also a fun fact. Maybe I'm just guessing. Obviously, I don't know anyone here. I'm just a guest, a visitor for this session. I may or might be one of the youngest visitors in this panel today, maybe, hopefully, out of us 30. Right. And so basically, just giving a preface before my question is that I am a non-tech person,
Okay.
right, who is into, who is into business as a second generation business leader, right?
Okay.
I am just a fresh graduate for in the field of entrepreneurship and management, but I am I am keen into tech, right? For example, wherever I see business processes here, as of now, I'm seated in my office, right? I am into the phase where my firm is a decades old traditional firm in the market, and I am my father expects me to lead it into the phase of digital transformation.
Okay.
Right. So now you must be getting my context, which I'm trying to relate, is that how can I, as a non-tech person, can leverage this, AI, which I am trying to get my hands into, to build these products, for example, daily sales tracking, or this CRM tracking, or this order management, task alignment, internal tools, or maybe something like that, which even I can use to distribute to other players of my industry as well.
Okay. Okay. Interesting question. I would say, no, it doesn't even matter if you're tech or non-tech. What is the thing that you hate doing the most, or your people hate doing the most? It's report filing, it's tax filing, it's this, it's X, it's Y. That's where I would start, because
Hmm.
um, any problem that people are absolutely, abhor, or rather don't want to do it at all, they don't want to even look at it, that would be my starting point. My team hates filing reports, and I am building a tool which will help them do that. Okay, so it just looks through what they've done so far. It could be emails, it could be GitHub check-in, whatever it is. So the input doesn't matter. It depends on what is it that your team absolutely hates doing. That would be my starting point number one. And then you can build a tool around it using AI itself, right? So if it's a physical thing that they don't like doing it, can you make it? So if it's a digital transformation, all you're trying to do is something that's analog, you're trying to make it digital. So look at, you have to be really observant. They're not going to
Yes.
come and tell you, oh, I hate doing this. Nobody's going to tell you this.
Exactly.
They will have to
Exactly.
do it because it's part of their job description. It's for
Exactly.
you to observe, keenly observe, which means no electronics, nothing. Just look at them. Look at them really. It's like, there'll be some kind of things that they express it in, and you
Exactly,
would like to
exactly.
know.
Exactly. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
That yes, exactly. That's the thing that I also mentioned in a capsule, right?
Okay.
I encapsulated it in terms of coding. I actually failed at Java, so I'm not into tech anymore in school.
Okay.
So my point is that I already have a couple of observations. Like for
Okay.
example, when I see observe some processes, I instantly a UI comes into my mind that okay, he should have a meeting scheduler, meeting planner. He should be able to send these catalog PDFs to to the customers as of now and then schedule a meeting, all this. So again, my question, the main point is how, like through which mediums or through which softwares or through which tools do I get started? That's the main question.
So I talked about a tool called DYAD.
DYAD, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes.
one thing that I would definitely use starting point.
Okay,
If
okay.
you're even, if you're yeah, that's where I would start. But that requires a little bit of prior background, I think. But no, there are lots of YouTube videos, helper videos, which will help you get
Hmm.
past that also. So I
Okay,
would start there. That would be my
okay.
guess. Okay. Thank you so much, Om.
Sure,
We
sure.
have time for one more question from anyone, or things that you've asked
Yeah,
before. And
Bala, which book could be the best book for product management?
wow, product management. I really don't know, Kishore. See, I teach this method called design thinking, which is primarily for one product alone. But you do it multiple times. You have many products that you need to manage. So I really don't know. The answer is I don't know. Let me be honest here. I don't have a specific book that I use. Uh, sorry, sorry,
It's
Kishore, I'm
okay,
not
it's
being
okay. No, no,
honest.
no, actually, only for that alone, like I have attended this workshop,
Oh no.
so
Okay.
no
I'll
issues.
take it upon. Just feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn and ask me this question. I know people who have books for lunch, dinner, and breakfast. I will ask them and let you know.
Yeah, and basically, since you are from the professor and teaching background, you must be using your university notes and stuffs and to like,
Yes, yes.
okay.
That's why. Yeah, that's why I'm struggling to get you a book per se. Yes.
No props, no props. Thank you,
Thanks for
Bala. Thanks for
empathizing
your
with
time.
me.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Thanks for
I
your time.
think, yeah, so I think we'll close now. I believe there are more questions, but like Professor mentioned, Dr. Ramadurai mentioned that you can get in touch with him on LinkedIn and he shared his email address also. Or you could just, feel free to share the questions with us and I'll be happy to share with the doctor. So that brings us close to today's session. On behalf of Ahmedabad University and everyone present, I'd like to thank Dr. Ramadurai for sharing his insights and experiences with us. We deeply appreciate your time and contribution. And I would also like to thank all the attendees for being part of this session and making it so interactive. Wishing you all a very good evening.
Thanks, folks. See you. See you all of you. Thank you, Mac. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone.
Have a good